Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Miraculous Ladybug, The New Powerpuff Girls, and Star vs. the Force of Evil. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hello.
Sam Quattro.
Hello.
And Justin Cummings.
Hi, everybody.
Today, Delaney, Sam, Justin, and I will be discussing the August 18th episode of Steven Universe Buddy's Book. Buddy's Book aired tonight on Cartoon Network, and not every day. It was actually just a Thursday. We're back to that weekly. It's not Summer of Steven, so I'm not going to say that. And we're going to be discussing everything about this actually surprisingly substantial and interesting episode. So we have a lot to get to today, and we're covering Steven Universe every week or every day, whatever Cartoon Network decides. We'll be here on the Overly Animated Podcast at overlyanimated.com, or search for the Overly Animated Podcast on iTunes, your favorite podcatcher. Coming up later this week, the return of the listener feedback podcast, but hosted by Justin. So
yes,
trying to delegate more work. So this is the first of potentially a regular series. So let's send. So unlike previous ones, no voicemails for this one. Just quickly on this, no voicemails, but we don't have that technology yet for Justin. But you can send your questions and comments to Justin at overlyanimated.com, or send him Tumblr asks at it's friendlygeeks3.tumblr.com. So yeah, just send that in. They're recording Friday at 8, so try to get them in an hour before that Eastern, and they'll take your questions and comments. But for now, we're going to get to this episode. Spoilers for this episode and all previous ones, but no future spoilers. Don't even have those right now anyway. But let's get into Buddy's Book. I was not expecting a Jamie and Rose episode when we started this, so I don't know.
We got something special.
It was this was certainly an interesting one. I'm glad I made sure we brought that back to Feedback Podcast just for this, because there's a lot to talk about. General impressions of the episode, though, before I start ranting about certain aspects. Not ranting in like a bad way, ranting in like I have new theories. So Delaney, thoughts on Buddy's Book?
I really enjoyed it. It's like the whole time I was just like, what am I watching? I don't like. Okay, this is it. You asked me last time. This is the weirdest episode for me. Like this is the entire time I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm really confused. What is going on? And then there were 7 lions. I really liked it. It's a lot. Honestly, I think I need to rewatch it like 4 times for it to get the full impact.
That's a good point. Yeah,
it's just there's so much happened. Like I was just like, I don't understand what's going on. Like it was going one way, then it went another, and I was like, but it was good.
Sam, true or false? We have just seen the 3 weirdest episodes of Steven Universe back to back to back: Kindergarten Kid, Know Your Fusion, Buddy's Book.
True.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about that?
Like just the weirdness in general, I guess.
First, and then your general thoughts on the episode. Yes.
I don't know. I like weird episodes. I don't know. I feel like it's a good departure from just like the sort of tropes we've been getting from Steven Universe thus far. How like the trends that we've been falling into with, having like an emotional episode and then having like a fun, like, Steven plays with the Citizens of Beach City episode. Yeah. So having a different variety of episodes is welcome, I think. Yeah. For me.
Okay. Yeah. Overall impressions.
Well, it's the death of Dylan and I's alternate Earth theory.
See, you said that before. I don't know I don't know why, but we'll talk.
The map.
Well, yeah, because the map.
we'll talk.
But, all right, we'll have to make a revision on that.
We'll break it down.
Theory.
Yeah, it'll live, but anyway.
I liked it. I don't know. I was expecting it from the title to be like based on like one of the other like book episodes they did before with like Stephen and Connie's like weird Falcon book thing. I don't know, but I'm glad it wasn't that. I wasn't expecting such like a mythology heavy episode, but here we are.
So here we are, yeah. But overall, did you enjoy?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So sure. Temper. Unenthusiastic. Yes. Okay. This is the grading scale. Okay, Justin. Buddy's Book impressions.
I feel like I just watched an episode of Liberty Kids, and I don't know how to feel about that.
I agree.
I don't know what that is, again, but okay.
Dating yourself is what you're doing right there, Dylan. It wasn't bad. I liked it, and honestly, I thought it strengthened the alternate Earth theory because the Strawberry Battlefield is just chilling in Norway. Like, I did not think that location was Norway at all.
Yeah, but the alternate Earth wouldn't have Norway to begin with.
Well, this alternate Earth does have Norway to begin with, but it's still missing Russia, so...
It's the same map we've seen, right? Like,
yes.
I feel like this is... Anyway, did you like the episode, Justin?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was fun. I think there's going to be some stuff we can dive deeper into, but it felt weird in this... What makes this and the other two recent ones weird, it's not necessarily the plots, they're almost too meta. It's like they know what they're doing. Like Kindergarten Kid knew it was doing Wile E. Coyote. Know Your Fusion knew they were just ripping the fourth wall down with every word out of their mouths. And this episode, it felt almost too, not PSA, but too... just certain elements of it, like that. Oh, that's why this library's here. Oh, yeah, reading's great.
Interesting.
Elements of it felt just out of place, not just in this show, but in this current era of animation. Like, it felt very early 90s, that kind of era, Saturday morning cartoons kind of episode. And it wasn't bad, it just felt kind of anachronistic.
I could see it being a little bit old school animation in that type. But fourth wall. Speaking of fourth wall breaking, Rose literally looks at the camera.
I love that. I love that.
I don't know about that.
Reading is wonderful, children.
That's gonna be the
like,
new GIF where it's like looks into the to the camera like I'm on the office and just Rose everywhere.
Yeah, that'll be the new GIF. We'll see. I do think the library gag was. It's like such a super common one. I feel it feels a little not Steven Universe like. So I think of like the whole thing involving the library a little bit.
It's kind of funny that. Well, actually, I think it works better here because in other shows, like you stupid kids, you've been in a library before. You know you shouldn't yell. Steven has no idea he shouldn't yell in a library. I think it works really well because like Steven's never been in a library before. He should.
Yeah.
Explains that. I love how Colleen doesn't even say we can't be allowed in libraries. Steven just kind of learns like a cat being sprayed with a water bottle.
Yeah.
She also literally skates over the fact that raccoons do not have lazer eyes, and she doesn't correct. She just lets him think that.
That's not important. The
fact
that
on
Steven
outlined in all caps.
Steven did not know that libraries contain books before this, apparently. So.
Yeah, no. So I understand that he got shushed, and I think it works excellently here because in other shows it's like, okay, you stupid kids, you've been in a library, you know. But no, Steven literally he doesn't even know what a library is. So I think this is.
Yeah.
He doesn't know books go in them.
He has no idea, no concept. So I think it's good.
It was a weird premise, and then the episode just got weird. Yeah, I mean, we've had a similar one, I guess, with the historical friction, right? I feel like that was similar. Yeah. But I wasn't expecting a lot of Jamie, and this episode is very much like Know Your Fusion, 2 in a row. I don't really know how to evaluate. There's a lot of like significant things for the show's overall plot, and I think unlike the typical Steven Universe episode, which kind of seamlessly works in like plot furthering details and mythology expansion, this episode is kind of like, okay, here's a segment with Jamie and we're reading a book about plot, kind of. So it's definitely different than the normal Steven Universe execution. My initial reaction is to kind of say it's not as good as the way they typically incorporate mythology expansion, but this is the type of episode I don't particularly care if it's good or not because it's so interesting and there's so much to talk about. Like I actually don't think my first reaction is like that episode was good or bad. Some episodes is like, wow, that was so good. This episode is like, wow, that's so interesting. I need to talk about the 7 lines. Like let's get into that because I feel like
before you do, can I make a comparison to another episode, not of Steven, but of a very similar show?
Okay, depending on the show, but okay.
Adventure Time. So it makes sense because that's where Rebecca did a lot of work to begin with.
Yeah.
The best episode I can compare this to is Holly Jolly Secrets, where instead of just like backstory, it's almost like the backstory kind of falls into these characters' hands. It doesn't really happen organically or develop. It's just kind of like, here's this thing, let's look at it together. And it's a bit different from that episode because it's not just a guy sitting in front of a camera talking, but just they feel very similar, and I don't know how to feel about that kind of episode. I really don't.
It's presented at you. I mean, Holly Jolly Secrets is great. This episode's certainly not as good as that, but it's you're right. It's similar. And Adventure Time. This episode would be completely in place in Adventure Time. Like Steven and Jake. Okay, there's a new have like gone to like a library with like Book Princess or whatever, right? And like they've
actually Turtle Princess is the librarian.
Princess.
Wow, I'm showing my fan.
Yeah, Turtle Princess. Yeah, they one recent episode they like went to a library and like started reading. I mean, I don't think the point was that they went into it like and then there's like story in a book. But this would be a very typical Adventure Time episode. Steven Universe episode. It's weird.
But Adventure Time would also just have episodes 1,000 years in the past for no good reason. Looking at you, Evergreen. Although
in general, Adventure Time's range is so large they can really do anything. Exactly. It doesn't make sense. This show has a very more of a specific range. And
I think they're making fun of all the flashback episodes we've had because it's kind of like we need more stuff with Rose, and I think this is kind of just like it's almost I mean, they give us a lot, but it's also kind of a parody. Like, I mean, literally Rose like stares at you, but I think it's kind of like one, who expected Rose to like pop up? Like, what? Why are you here? Like, I think it's kind of a parody of like how we run flashbacks because it's like we see these flashbacks and it's like it's kind of too meta. Like, I love it because it's like. Because when you watch shows like this and you get a flashback, you're like, okay, I understand that I'm watching the flashback, like, but flashbacks are kind of ridiculous, and so I think that I kind of like this. It's kind of this, and it makes a lot of sense with Steven and Connie. Like, it works really well.
Yeah. Looking back, though, we really should have expected Rose, because at this point, Rose was one of the crystal gems, and it's like, oh, there's Garnet and Pearl, there's Amethyst, last stop, Rose Quartz. We should have expected it. I think we forget that Rose was just another crystal gem back then.
I think the thing here is this episode is all about time. Like, that's the thing. Like, this is history to, like, that's really the strength of this episode is how, like, finally, like, we understand, okay, 5,000, like, 5,300 years, that's a lot, okay, but, like, to conceptualize that, but in this episode, it conceptualizes it, like, to actually see it and to understand that, like, when Beach City, whatever, like, all this stuff had already happened, like, you know, forever ago, and to actually see it. Like, I think that's what this episode does. It's conceptualizing the time, and that's why it was kind of like, is Rose here? I don't know, because we have like zero concept of time sometimes. But this enforces, of course, Rose is there, but you're not thinking about that because you're trying to, like, the time thing is happening.
Okay, I see your point.
It's interesting. There's all these aspects. I agree. This could be seen as like a parody episode of things like them, but I like the thing is Steven Universe doesn't really do that. So it's not like
a haha parody. It's just kind of like it's there a little bit. I think.
Yeah, it's satirical elements or something like that. Not really satirical, but it's and I think that's pretty different for the show. And I feel like it's interesting that we're starting season 4 with like let's try new things, which I agree is kind of refreshing. I agree with Sam because Sam and I have like this thing where like Adventure Time just rotates their plots over and over basically. And I think I made the comment, Steven Universe is kind of falling into this trap a little bit. Like we're having we're checking out each of the Beach City people. We're having our Emotional Pearl episode. We're going to have our Amethyst episode. We're going to
Garnet being awesome.
We're going to have like our Garnet likes fusion episode. Like we're kind of just rotating through plot arcs, and these 3 clearly break that trend. So I think it's good in that regard, and I'd like to see the show do more of that type of thing. I mean, we start off with it's our typical Steven and Connie episode, but then it's not, and it's about Jamie. So that's interesting. Okay, I want to talk about Seven Lions because that's like all I care about right now. So
same.
Let's talk about this. Why does Rose have 7 not pink lions? Like what is happening? What
does it mean?
I have a theory, but before we get to that, what were your general thoughts when you saw Rose 7 lions, Delaney? Were you like, what?
Okay, so I'm watching it with my friend, and we were both like looking at each other and looking at the screen, looking at each other, looking at the screen, and be like, "What is this?" Like 7 lions. Honestly, the weirdest part is not that she has 7; it's that they're not pink.
Yeah.
I just why 7? And then
I thought it was they
made a point of it.
First,
he counted it. Like he said 7 the first time, and then he counted and said 7.
He said several. He said several.
He's like 1, 2, 3, several.
Yeah, I thought it was 7 at first too, but it's yeah.
It's a point. I feel like it's important that
it is 7.
Lions.
There's definitely 7. Yeah.
Are you sure I was watching it with captions?
Well, maybe the caption could have been wrong. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's several. It was funnier with several, because he's like 1, 2, 3, several. You know, Sam, what were your thoughts on general? What was your reaction to the lions?
Well, there's this old-ish comic from the old DeviantArt. I forget who did it, so just link it somewhere.
Sure.
And it was like just Rose like stumbling upon like a dead lioness and her dead cub, and it was like
I've seen this.
Yeah, Delaney's seen it. So essentially, lion is pink because Rose cried on it and brought it back to life. So that's what I think. I think Rose just likes to hang out with lions and
I mean, it would be a Rose thing to do. Like,
why wouldn't she just want to? I want to hang out with
Also, there
lions.
Were lionesses. That's important for the record.
True. Okay. These seem to be magical lions. I would say that that's true because it doesn't care that Jamie puts its head in its mouth. So like, I would say they're at least trains. I think they're probably magical, but that's not for sure.
Just Rose's army of lions.
They could just be Rose trained them. I don't know. Justin, what was your reaction?
My first reaction is that old Pearl line from Rose's Scabbard. I would have known if Rose had a lion.
Yeah.
Here, Rose has 7 lions. So it's not even like, because I mean, think about it. Sure, we could say, oh, Pearl didn't know about the pink lion. If she had seen that Rose had an army of lions, she would have been able to put 2 and 2 together and like, oh, she pooped a lion into a pink one.
They're secret lions.
So she had a secret army of lions. And it's kind of like they know we want lion stuff, and they're like, you want lion stuff? This is what we're giving you. Have fun with your theories now.
A lot of this episode is like teasing future events, and there's one big one with the what's that? Oh, we'll get back to that later. That's such a not this show.
Oh, but you know what that is.
Well, we'll talk about it. But first, I need to present to you my big theory. So, we've been sitting on this episode this episode leaked way early, but I told Sam this theory already. So
you did, and it was
don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
You told me stuff early. I feel left out. I want to be friends.
Well, you have to work to that level.
Okay.
We're not there.
Just message Dylan every night. And
that's how
that's
essentially
that's
how I'm
key.
friends.
Okay. So
got it.
Previously on the don't tell him that. Previously on the Overly Animated podcast, I need to link this for future reference in chat. Previously, I got obsessed with the lion is pink diamond theory. The evidence is that both of these are secrets from if Pink Diamond lived, then these are secrets from the Crystal Gem, secrets from Pearl, and Pink Diamond is lion. So this episode, at first, I'm like, what? Pink Diamond's not lion. I'm wrong again because there's 7 of them and it's not pink, and it's like, okay, this seemingly contradicts, but I have the solution. Okay, are you ready? And this theory has a name, but it's a spoiler. So 7 lions. Here's the theory. Pink Diamond needed to be Rose did not shatter Pink Diamond, but she did something to Pink Diamond. Who cares if she was in on it or not? Pink Diamond is separated into 7 pieces and made into 7 lions. And
Voldemort?
These are Pink Diamond's Horcruxes. Yes, these lions are Pink Diamond's Horcruxes.
The dumbest theory I've ever heard in my life.
I think this is true. I
have a Harry Potter tattoo on my wrist. I'm so offended at you right now.
These are Pink Diamond's 7 lion Horcruxes, and now we're gonna go on an adventure looking for the other 6 lion Horcruxes. And this is where the show's going now, and then we're gonna reconstruct Pink Diamond, and it's gonna be great.
This is the dumbest
episode, and we'll find a Horcrux and spend 3 episodes with the Horcrux.
Oh my god, it's Steven's Horcrux too, because
and then Steven's also a Horcrux. Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah.
And his gem is the Horcrux, and we have to crack. I've read Harry Potter.
This is just some giant Harry Potter trigger. So, here's my evidence. Here's my evidence. There are 7 lions. Voldemort had 7 Horcruxes. Coincidence? I think not. I think not.
Yes, it is.
7 was an important number before Harry Potter. Okay, 7 has been an important number throughout all of history.
That's why 7 is important in Harry Potter, because of the magical history of the number 7. Anyway,
yes, literally anything could be 7.
He made 6. He never meant to make Harry. So anyway,
well, okay, yeah.
Rose
wait, no, Steven's one of the lions. That must be true now.
Steven is not a lion. No, this isn't Animorphs.
This is all I got out of this. Steven is a lion. Okay, that's Dylan's theory. Steven is a lion.
So this is the Horcrux theory, and I claim it as my own. I don't know if I've seen it on Tumblr or not yet. And
I hope.
We're recording this before the episode aired, so I don't know. Spoiler alert. So I don't know if I assume it's not. So this is true. I'm 100% confident that Pink Diamond is separated into 7 Horcruxes, and we'll say the name Horcrux on the show, and and then we're going to turn into a Harry Potter crossover. This is all going to happen next episode. Okay?
The only part of this theory I agree with is that Rose didn't shatter Pink Diamond. It's the only part about this. The only thing
that's part of the old theory. That's part of the lie.
I know.
That's not even this theory. Justin, what's the best explanation you can think of for why there's 7 lions? Or is there no explanation right now?
I think there will be one. I think the 7... I don't think we're going to see the other 6. I doubt that. And this is assuming that our line is one of those 7. From what we've seen of our lion, we presume it's male due to the mane, and there were only 2 male lions in that pack. Neither one kind of stuck out as our lion. Pride. Sorry, I made a wolf reference. Pride. Neither one. I should know that from Lion King. Neither one stuck out as our lions, so maybe our lion.
Pink, Justin.
Well, okay. But neither male lion got a lot of spotlight. Pink, the 3 rubies. The 3 rubies, we knew which ruby was ours by the It's there she is.
Delaney, why
didn't
aren't
get
they
that.
pink? Delaney, how about you tell us that?
That's honestly the part that's the biggest mystery. Is that I think the clear answer is that our lion wasn't there. Our lion is something special.
Okay. Sam, is our lion one of those 7 lions?
No, I think the 7 and everything is just very arbitrary. It's just like, see, Rose hung out with lions before. Lion.
Yeah, I feel like
blah,
this.
blah,
I
blah.
think this is just more about like being like there were other lions and like lions are important somehow, but I don't think 7's like literally.
Yeah.
Since you pointed out that I was incorrect about the line, I don't think 7's important.
But pride is one of the 7 deadly sins, and there's 7.
Whoa,
and
Just-
there is pride.
coincidence? I think not. Okay.
Dylan, what did you drink before this podcast? Like, did you have soda? Okay.
No, I'm water. I was very.
I
hyped
had
to present
soda.
This theory. Okay, Justin, are these lions magical lions or are these normal lions?
Well, I think they're special, but I don't know if they're magical.
That was really good. I'm glad you made that. Okay, I agree with that.
You think, Sam? Same question.
I think they're just normal lions.
Why doesn't it eat?
They wouldn't
Why
be in the
doesn't it
desert.
eat him?
They wouldn't
Why?
be in the desert.
Why wouldn't they be in the desert?
Oh my
That's
god, like, I don't know, watch videos of lions or something. I don't know.
Did Rose just really train these lions and takes them into the desert and like?
Like, sometimes lions just like people and they won't eat them.
I mean, that's true. Sam's not wrong. That's correct.
Let's get back to Earth here because you guys are being too realistic.
Back to alternate Earth.
This is not a. Let's get back to alternate Earth here. This is
Okay,
not a
no, the
realistic
ultimate
show.
theory is that they're going to
God.
form Voltron. It's going to be a giant lion.
Yes, and then they become our lion. There you go.
Pink
No.
lion is all 7 lions.
Oh my
and Pink
God.
Lion's gonna get hit
There's
and we
multiple
have to
lions,
fight.
and at the
It'll
same
be like-
time, there's a Voltron reboot, which
And-
contains 5
and-
lions. Coincidence? I think not. There you
And
go. Okay.
it'll be like that episode in Teen Titans where it's all the different parts of Raven's soul. So that's how the lions are.
Literal that you just described the Horcrux, but okay.
All right, I know all you guys are joking, but it's time. It's time to
Do I
stop.
joke
Okay,
about
no more joking. Let's be serious. All of what you're saying is way too realistic for the show. Like this is a show with
Okay,
magic
honestly,
and
it's going to be
like.
something ridiculous, and we're not going to guess what it is. That's
No, I already guessed it. So there's nothing to guess. Like
So I
it's
don't
Horcruxes,
doubt
so.
there will be more Harry Potter references in this show, but simply because Connie exists.
Connie needs to make their.
Connie
So, no.
is a Harry Potter fan.
Why, okay, the only reason that these would be actual lions is if this is just like Rose like befriended and trained lions and that was her inspiration for making our lion. That's the only way that's true.
That'd be really cool.
Other than that, there's
Yeah,
none of those are
just-
real
just
lions.
like-
Like why?
It was the
Why?
teacher making a baby. She was like, I really like babies. I want to make a baby. But that was later. So first she was really obsessed with lions. and
That's
then
true.
she
That's a
made
good
lions.
point. That's a good point. We
And
got
then
presented
maybe-
with that.
maybe
Yeah.
that's like
Maybe-
Rose. Oh.
Maybe lion is like an Athena deal where Rose
Yes.
just like took him out of her forehead or something.
In this case, it would be out of her gem, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Not pink.
Pearl, yeah. But so I don't know why these aren't pink. I guess the
Oh my
Horcruxes
God.
They're
aren't
not
pink.
our lion.
I don't know how that fits into my theory. I will say that our lion is one of these lions. Yes, I
No.
think that's true.
No.
I disagree.
Which one?
Wait, I have a screenshot.
We have to name them now.
I screenshotted it.
No.
Yes, the names will be Rar, Sleepy.
There's three male.
You just
lions,
named
by
one
the way.
Rar, so you're wrong, Justin. You have to stop. You named
There's
one Rar.
there's three.
I know
there's,
lions don't actually go Rar in real life, but our lion goes Rar.
There's
so
3
good
male
enough.
lions and 4 female lions. So yeah.
Boy.
I want to know about the
Sure.
lionesses. That's what I want to know about. Because
So-
that's really interesting to me. Because it's not just like,
They're definitely not pink. They look like normal lions.
definitely not pink.
Okay, I don't know. We'll continue this discussion in the feedback show. You guys can leave Justin and Michelle your comments.
I
But
do not want to spend an hour talking about Horcrux lion.
literally,
Okay.
that's all you're going to talk about.
Please
So
help
get
me
over it. So
stand up.
we'll see what you guys said. So there's other stuff to discuss from this, but that's my main thing. We don't have enough information. It's a little bit interesting that they do this, but there you go. Let's talk about the pelican. So the palanquin. It's
Pelican, yeah.
Pelican.
Do you pronounce the N?
Whatever.
You don't pronounce the N.
And
do
a
you?
Paquin.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing Azula likes to be carried in. That's what it is.
So Stephen and Connie are looking through things, and it's like, oh, I haven't seen this before. I flip to another thing. Like that's not the show. The show, like, I mean, it kind of is, but this
Well,
is
we've seen this. We've
Yeah.
seen it. They haven't. That's the
when have we?
interesting
Okay,
thing.
when have we seen?
This
Can I
is
say it? It's the
flashback.
from the answer. It's the one
Yeah.
Blue Diamond wrote on.
Exactly. Yeah. that's what it is.
Well, that's a like palanquin, right?
It's the same one.
Well, okay,
How do we
well,
know it's
okay,
the same one?
Well, okay, when we
Okay.
talk about like one, it looks the same, and then also we have I think it's been presented enough so far that granted, it's also been really assumed by the fandom, but,
Yeah, but
the
why
diamonds appear to be different. And if Blue Diamond had this, I think it makes a lot of sense that this is unique to Blue Diamond.
Okay, that's interesting. So it's either all the diamonds have palanquins or just Blue Diamond. I don't know why Blue Diamond's palanquin would be shot down like this.
Why are royalty such like brats? Why can't they just walk? Why do they need to be carried everywhere?
Hey, Sam, that's
Talk to Azula, jeez. You know, like, come on. We had a whole segment about this in Avatar. But so here's my theory. I also have a theory about this because I have all the correct answers. So all the diamonds have palanquins, and this is obviously Pink Diamond's palanquin before Rose like took her down, you know? Like it's
this is the scene of the murder.
This is when we find the palanquin. This is the scene where Rose supposedly shattered Pink Diamond. So when we go here, we'll relive that.
This is actually interesting.
This is a less out there theory, although this is just as true as the.
I think this is unique to Blue Diamond, and I think we might actually see because we see the flashback in the answer. I think we might be seeing like that.
I just don't know why Blue Diamond did not just take this with her when she left. Like, why?
Because maybe it got.
She just like threw it out of the clouds and like, screw this.
I guess
kicked it away.
Like when when the diamonds issued sent out their light song thing, then she didn't need this anymore and she just floated into the air or something. I don't know, but
there's actually a theory that the diamond light is only created by a fusion of the diamonds, which means she obviously wouldn't be walking on that thing.
Yeah, something like that. That'd be. Diamond fusion, interesting. That's probably where we're going.
And that's why they look down on fusion, because if the other gems find out the secret to the diamond's power and think it's acceptable, they could rebel.
My thing though is like this is presented as like this is a thing we'll visit in the future. This type of thing. I don't understand the significance if this is just Blue Diamond's palanquin. Like we already saw the answer.
The thing is that we've seen it. I think that's the point. So Steven and Connie don't know what this is. But do.
Steven got told the story though.
No, but he doesn't. But he didn't see it.
Will recognize.
And on top of that, that means there's more to it. It's not just a flashback. We're going to go somewhere. I do agree that I think we're going to see this. We're going to go there. But I do think I think it is. I think this is going to go back to the answer. Like there's more there. Like we're going to talk.
We're going to get more Blue Diamond.
So we're going to go here and then have the second part of the answer. Okay, yes. That is okay. That at least explains the fact that we're going to go to this location, because that's the main thing. Is like this needs to be a location, and I think it's more likely that this is our insight into the continued Rose Shattered Pink Diamond thing. And like I think this fits more with what we've seen, so I could totally see this happening. We go to this location.
I think either or, but it's just based on how they've presented some of the diamonds so far. Obviously we've seen like 5% of the diamonds. I think it is unique to Blue Diamond. I won't be totally shocked if it's like the diamonds, like they arrive like this in spider palanquins, but whatever. Palanquins, I can't say words.
Yeah.
And attack ones.
Yeah, and attack ones. There you go. So let us know your thoughts on that. With who is correct? Get that in for the feedback show. Justin at overlyanimated.com. We'll work on that. Okay, let's get to the rest of the episode now. Now that we got the big stuff out of the way, right? I don't know what else big there is other than the fact that the strawberry battlefield is in Norway, right?
Right.
And I mean, the reason for that being alternate Earth is that temperature, to the best of my knowledge, that was very near the Arctic Circle, and it seemed very like we've never seen anything like, oh, it's cold here. They're in Norway, and that part of Norway they were in is very, very cold. Like that's.
There's one other big thing. Is that Pearl draws a star on all the significant points where gem stuff is, and one of the stars is, which was great by the way, Pearl, like you definitely don't go here.
Don't go here. Here's a convenient marking of everywhere not to go.
That's vintage Pearl. So Pearl. I'm gonna bring up one of the X's I think is more important than the others. One star is in the middle of the crater that would have been Russia.
Yes, I caught that.
That was... So I also recently saw a Tumblr post from user Random Fandom Rambles. Okay, that's appropriate. Which basically says Pink Diamond was born on Earth. That's the only planet Pink Diamond has on her mural, and she's seen kind of her mural in the space base is her kind of like popping out of the ground. You can interpret it that as. So potentially she was grown in Earth, and like she's so big that she created a huge crater. She was born in the place where the whole of Russia would have been. And there's a star there. It's kind of Pink Diamond's birth site. So I'd like to connect the two.
So they never experienced communism.
No, that's true. In this, no Cold
Well,
War.
it
in
would
this one.
that would
No
explain
Cold
why
War.
this supposed like
Oh,
why
what's
that she
evolution?
was shattered if she could be technically be weaker or because we've kind of seen evidence here that like you never know what you're gonna get with an Earth gem, like
That's true. So maybe she's like lesser, but I think the important thing is like the star at Zigzags. This is an important gem site, and there's a crater there.
I like this because I am a firm believer in the pink diamond being the youngest simply because she only has one planet. It makes sense that pink diamond's like the youngest diamond.
She's one planet in her mural, correct? And it's yeah. So I think that this could be Pink Diamond's birth site. This could be a hole created by the Diamond's giant attack, and this is like a big war memorial. It could be that. That's where there's a star there. But the fact that this is being designated as a site is either means it's important or is there just to troll us, much like the crater in Russia, which totally could be true. But so that's the other big thing I'd like to point out. Anyway, let's get into the episode. We'll if we missed out on anything, we'll go as we go. But this episode, written and storyboarded by Lamar and Katie, and
I love Lamar.
Yeah, he is good.
He has all the best promos.
The best promos, yeah. I mean,
Agreed.
The anime ones are pretty.
No,
good
I like Lamar's better.
Okay. Oh wow, fighting words. So
them just fighting words. Sorry,
okay,
sorry, Hillary and Lauren and everybody. I like Lamar's
Yeah.
promos better.
Yeah. Thank you to Justin for outlining the episode. Usually I do that, but Justin, I'll judge your outlining skills as
It's
we go.
not my best outline I've done. I've done
I mean,
other episode outlines.
This
is
is
like
definitely
not
gets
my
a F- on having more than one paragraph. So
And
Yeah, and I
the
don't.
amount of caps because
okay,
I don't-
well
I don't live with
that's
that.
representative of his style, so I'll accept that.
You gotta break up the
Ah.
paragraphs, please.
Okay, I will do that for next time.
Okay, so I mean, I that happens to me too, but I try to separate with dots. That's my
Okay.
style. Okay. So there's the pro outlining tips when you're watching and frantically typing as you're watching the episode. So we have Parking Lion going to. So I didn't think we'd start the episode with like the teleporting with Lion.
Yeah, I
like we
didn't
saw in the promo. It's a good decision though. Let's get right to the action. I think like we talked about this recently actually. Like it's weird how we're only seeing a few of them each time. So a solution is we don't need the excuse. Okay, the two of us are going to go off here. Like just show us starting with the two of them. Like that's a good idea. I think. Yeah, great job parking Lion. It's a little crooked. So yeah, like okay, this whole thing is ridiculous, of course.
it's
but
so good.
the fact
I love that.
the only thing that makes sense is that Steven is like conscious of his like running Lion gags. Like I think that's true. But like why would he say that? Like in Torment Lion, he knows Lion would get upset at this. So he must think it's funny that Lion
Yes, he's got a torment line.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you? His facial expressions are excellent.
Yeah, pretty sassy expression at the end. Gotta lock him up. Boop boop. Yeah, like and
Boop
then
boop.
and then he just
That's
walks off. Yeah.
treasure.
Yeah,
treasure.
the
Boop,
scene
boop.
was interesting.
Brilliant.
I don't know if I'd say brilliant. It was conceptually questionable, but certainly entertaining. Is how I'd describe it. I don't.
No, I think this is like the epitome of Lion right here. Just
It is,
Lion
yeah.
makes no sense. Then we're gonna get
It's good that we see
lions
Lion just so we can set up the 7 lines. Yeah. Yeah.
And no, the best part is Lion just walks off. That's
Yeah.
the best part.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're stranded in the library forever and don't have a way to get home. Sam,
He'll come
were you
back.
concerned about that? You seem you. This would be in Sam's wheelhouse for being concerned about. Are you concerned about how
Um,
Steven and Connie are going to get home?
I don't know. I think they could like walk or take the bus. I mean, I'm concerned about like where Lion goes off to. I mean, but
Yeah,
I'm not
what is
concerned
He
about
goes
that.
off to meet his his 6 friends. You know, so that's.
I don't know, because I don't know. The library ideally shouldn't be too far from the main city.
Why did they have to take a portal if it's in Beach City? Like,
Because
why
they're,
did they gotta
'cause they're
do
lazy.
this?
Yeah.
So they can walk or they could take the bus or something. I'm not too worried.
Maybe it's because Lion made them go. Because that's usually how these things go. Lion's like, let's go somewhere. Because it's like, Lion, what are you doing? And then
Yeah.
Lion ends
Like
up
when
taking somewhere.
Steven was like, I wish I knew more about Mom, and Lion's like, hi.
Yeah.
I guess Lion just was like,
I think
okay,
that's
to
what
the
happened.
library. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Do you think Lion can read?
Yes.
Yeah.
Instant yeses? What?
Yes.
Lion can read deaf.
I asked an absurd question and you
He's
both
a
just
magical
said yes.
pink
Lion
Lion
can
did-
read
he can-
perfectly.
Okay, Justin, you can go.
Lion can't talk. Okay, stop.
okay,
Lion
Lion-
can't talk.
You can't talk.
Lion has a magical.
True.
He has a magical mane. He made a like rainbow portal, and you're questioning his ability to
What are you
read.
even talking about? Lion can read. No, that's absurd. Like he can't talk.
He
Like
can
what are you
read.
talking about?
Okay, you can read and not talk. Like you can do that.
True. Okay.
This
true.
show is absurd.
Yeah. I mean, we
Lion
just have
has-
parking a lion.
Lion
so.
has shown, I think, like above normal like line intelligence levels, I think he could read.
Okay.
He's smarter than the average lion.
I would say, well, okay. So I think you guys are missing the actual argument for lion greed, which is that he seems to be able to understand what people are saying. So he has some grasp of language, therefore he can maybe read.
Well, no, dogs can do that, but dogs can't read. So
lion isn't like dogs can like recognize that their name is being said and like words.
Well, and commands.
Lion like understands like meanings of words though, like not in a way.
Lion can read.
Lion
I
can
like
Okay.
dogs.
In conclusion, lion's greed. Okay. Thank you for that contribution. Okay, so they go to the Budwick Library books. Beat these books. What did they do to you? Yeah, I did like that. And the whole shush and gag. We talked about that. Pretty typical animated show thing with the shush and gag. But it was, I'd say, the most typical thing Steven Universe has done. But doesn't mean it was bad. It worked well for this. Last time I relied on the internet, I wrote a very erroneous. This line is so weird. Connie's voice actor says it very weird too, which I think is appropriate. I wrote a very erroneous paper about raccoons having heat vision.
Why would you?
I feel like Connie should have known that. I feel like Connie.
Yeah, Connie should know that that's not true.
Unless she was like 5 and used the internet, then
yeah,
that's
I guess
excusable.
so. Where is she looking? Where did she look and see that as a fact? Like,
See, I felt this had to be a reference, and all I could think was
We Bear
Guardians
Bears,
of the
We Bear
Galaxy. And
Bears.
I mean, it's like I guess it's Guardian Guy. It's just like a reference to like animal memes. I think like kind of like that.
We Bear Bears, they literally have a PowerPoint about like bears doing awesome things.
Okay.
And
Yes, they do,
Bears
and
is
it was
on
a great
Cartoon
episode.
Network.
I don't think
so...
they're referencing one of their own shows. Maybe though.
Well, actually, Estelle does the theme song for We Bear Bear.
True.
There's some
True.
crossover
True.
potential
this
here.
is the crossover
True.
show. Okay, we don't need another one. We don't.
I would prefer this.
Okay. And yeah, I do like that this is the setup comes from Steven being like, "Why don't you just look at your phone? Like this is how things should work now. We don't need books." But wow, hot take from Dylan. But you're like, yeah, Steven's right. And then I like it comes from Steven because he doesn't know about books or like libraries. Like, oh my god, how does the fact that Steven is this sheltered still is we need to
He
add
knows
this
about books, just not.
Sam, we need to add this
factual.
to our concerned about Steven. Does he even go to school type discussion?
Well,
okay?
he doesn't go to school. I know that for
I
a
mean,
fact.
yeah, he doesn't go to school.
So we'll add this. Does he have a birth certificate? That discussion we were having, right? So let's add this.
Oh
to
God.
that. Yeah.
Probably
okay.
not.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, not again. Raccoons have heat vision, says Steven. Yeah. Then they find the right. Yeah, the bottom. Yeah, they find. I think finding the book on nonfiction.
Steven
wild,
actually says
that was-
BRB out loud though.
Yeah, he says
like,
BRB. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, that's
Me.
I love stuff like that. Yeah, we should say BRB more in shows. That's a good idea.
I say BRB a lot in real life.
No, that's a real life word now. So
I say
It
BRB,
is.
BRB a lot. IRL.
I just
Yep,
say
exactly.
LOL.
No,
That's what I say.
rejected. Nope. Okay.
I
so
feel awkward saying IRL and
Same.
I
person.
say IRL in person. and
It's dumb.
awkward. It is dumb, but it's intentionally awkward. Okay.
More like
I say
AFK.
IRL IP.
Yeah, I should start saying AFK. That's so
Okay.
annoying.
Yeah, we saw. I think finding the book is pretty convenient. It's like,
yeah,
why
it's
has no one
literally on
found
the
this book
flipper.
before? But yeah, whatever.
It's like the library episode on Avatar. It's like
True.
this is Fox's.
Where's Professor
legit
Zay,
library.
Sam?
He's dead.
He's dead. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
What if he found a way to teleport into this universe?
He's still dead.
Via a magical lion.
Yeah, dude. What if Yeah, the fox.
There are
the
no
fox
lions
helpers
in Avatar.
is
There
the-
are
the
no
fox
there are no straight up animals in the Avatar
fox,
world.
The fox
Dylan.
helpers.
I
Well,
counter
bears.
with Bosco. Yeah, there you go.
Just- it had to be Bosco.
No. We're missing the connection between the fox assistants and the anyway.
Lion is Bosco.
Okay, so no, and so yeah, the gem stuff in book Connie, it's blank. Read, yeah. So
I really enjoyed this weird focus on like the cover being blank. Like the inside isn't blank, guys. Like,
Yeah.
why are we? It's a little awkward.
Buddy is Buddy the second in command to Dewey. Yeah, I guess I don't. Was he in historical friction? Because I do not remember him.
And yeah, I
think
don't
Jamie
remember either.
played. Yes, Jamie played Buddy. Steven played Dewey, and then they altered out on the gems.
Okay, I see. So I see. I, was
I
just
forget that
forgetting
episode
The
too.
entire plot of that episode. I see. Which is not surprising. So
Oh, Amethyst was a mop.
True.
okay, I also forgot that.
I
Drama
saw
Zone.
that.
I will do. Yeah, the whole thing with him exploring stuff. The strawberry battlefield in Norway. Would Pearl and Garnet have looked different? Yes, yeah, and then we see like revolutionary
Definitely.
them, which just totally doesn't make sense because Pearl as of 40 years ago looks like way younger. So this is like 400 years ago. So this should
I
look way different,
adore
but-
Powdered Wig Pearl. It's
Yeah,
probably
Powdered
the
Wig Pearl is
greatest thing
amazing.
ever.
Also, Garnet's glasses are just excellent.
Yeah, I
in
love
this.
those glasses.
And them talking like old timey like
It's good.
It is interesting. How would the Gems language have would it have changed with peoples, or would it have
I feel like this is the same argument we had earlier about like
we've
they have.
discussed this.
We've
Are they even
had
discussing
arguments.
English, or are they just
Doctor,
interpreting
Scepter.
you know, well, okay, anyway. Is it TARDISing,
Alternate
or is
Earth.
it
It's the chameleon circuit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we don't know.
That's not the chameleon circuit, I'm aware, just so y'all know. Anyway.
Yeah, don't go to any of these places on this convenient map. Yeah. Yeah, and then
Thanks, girl.
but then Garnet is like encouraging him though. So
Yeah.
And
Wink.
then she opens the third eye, and you're like, oh, she knows what's
Yeah.
about to happen.
yeah. Montage of gem places. So you didn't write down everyone. So let's go through the ones that we saw, these season 1 places, I think. Like
The Lunar Sea Spire, the
Yeah.
communication hub, the Tower of the Heaven of the Heaven Beetles, Sun and Moon, whatever they were.
what's the lunar one? I don't remember.
The Lunar Sea Spire.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
remember.
from series. No, that's from Cheeseburger Backpack. That's
Yep.
where you get the
Wouldn't-
Moon Goddess statue.
Would not remember, but okay, yeah. So there we see a bunch of season 1 locations, and this is a reminder that we have really not. Was a season 1 plotline. We really have not seen any of these since then. But yeah, except for the kindergarten, which we see. We talked about
The Many Hold place.
Yeah, the Many Hold place. I do like the names for them. Buddy sees Amethyst. Get out of my hole. Amethyst.
Yeah, well, Amethyst in the 80s looked like a baby, and now...
yeah. Now
Well, this is Steven
This is Steven's
picturing them,
interpretation,
keep in mind.
yeah.
Exactly, so,
She's
you know,
dressed up
Buddy
like
didn't look like
Napoleon.
that.
It's amazing.
yeah, Amethyst says, "I used to live here. I just come back to visit the fam." So my question is, did
The
Amethyst
fam.
invent the term "fam" like in
Yeah,
Yeah.
duh.
1600?
Somewhere Mel is
But you
screaming.
skip the great line, "Lo, the third crystal gem."
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. There's. What do we think of Amethyst's design here? I thought it was great.
She's cute.
I liked it. Excellent.
Yeah.
I want to date her.
Ooh, wow.
High
yeah.
five, Sam.
Interesting. Yeah, it's the whole thing with having discovered a thing. Amethyst like gets him super nice going. Amethyst got him super depressed. Like, don't get all sad on me. Yeah. Why don't you find the sandcastle? It's the sandy area. Is the sandcastle the ziggurat? Is that what this is? Like, is
That's what it is shaped like one. Good job, Dylan. You finally understood what
I
a
only
ziggurat is.
I don't
Good
remember
job.
I don't remember it being in the show, but I remember you constantly saying ziggurat like in recent podcasts. So
And explaining it to you. Yeah. No, I think you're right. I didn't even think about that. Good job. It could be.
Whoa, we found lion in the desert.
is the sand thing something we've seen on the show before? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
Is that where they found
Lion's
the-
first episode.
Yeah.
Oh, we found lion in the desert. Okay, so
Yeah,
that's where
duh.
lion came
Oh my
from.
god, are there just these lions lost, like wandering the desert? Now I'm really sad.
Maybe they just
yeah.
live
We
there.
have to go back and adopt the other 6
Yeah, we
now,
have to go
Steven.
find them.
Yeah, I mean, lion goes off and plays with them. That's what happens.
Okay, you might be right.
Wandering the desert. It's the thing with could take off my explorer's coat, but then no one would know what I am. Yeah.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that part. That was
that
excellent.
was starting to get like my Sam like logic. Like, why isn't he taking off his coat?
Yeah.
It's hot, but then they
Yeah,
explained it, so
then
it's
they
okay.
explain it. An angel and her several lions here for my soul. Yeah. Is this the end? Yeah, I guess so. Wait, there's much. Yeah, there's a lot more. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was, of course, that made Cartoon Network's promo. Network.
Yeah,
Network
it's a
loves
good
stuff like
promo.
this. Yeah, but that was really good. It's like let's cut it off there. But then Steven's like, that line's made by Zach Allison's line read. It's really good on that. Wait, there's a bunch more. Like
Yeah.
Rose with her pack of lions. Whipping as a human to a place like this. Rose shows Rose the journal. You saw it first, doesn't count. Then of course Rose is the only one that can talk to people and like make points on the show. So she says like that it's you wrote it down and you chronicled it. That's great. This whole thing, by the way, is totally annoying. Like white person wants to have his like legacy.
Yes.
Like it's
Yeah,
I don't
That's
feel
how I feel.
That's kind of what's excellent about this, though, is making fun of like, I
Yeah.
didn't see it first. Like literally, the idea of discovering something
Yeah.
is like kind of stupid. It's like you discovered a
Yeah.
landmass. Good job.
This is totally satire of like of white people discovering things and like,
the entire
looking- and,
age
like,
of exploration. This
yeah,
is
and, like,
literally
white
such the
people-
entire age of exploration.
and like white people like looking for like
Yeah.
meaning in things.
I
right?
found
And,
South
like,
America. Really, people live there. Really,
it's-
good job.
It's a bunch of stuff.
Good
Yeah.
job.
The only reason we feel sympathy for this guy is because he's Jamie. But other than that, it's not. Yeah.
Other than that, he's a punk. So
Yeah.
you know.
I want Jamie to keep that coat. Like, I want current day
I
Jamie
agree.
to have that coat now.
I don't know if it
like
works.
that
I don't know if
coat.
it works like that, Justin. But maybe.
Well, I want them to be like, I want Jamie to just show up with that coat and be like, "Hey, Steven, thanks for the suggestion," and just walk
Okay.
off wearing the
They
coat.
could do. They could do that, but they
That'd be
won't.
nice.
But they could.
I miss Jamie. What's he up to?
This.
delivering mail and starring in movies.
I guess, yeah. Well, this was our check-in on Jamie, so we're not going to see him again for a while. So
Forever.
Yeah.
You'll never see him again.
Sorry.
Hi, Jamie.
Yeah. So it's write all those things, then speech about recording and making things fresh. Yeah, that's what I would have said too, probably. The fourth wall break. Yeah, for any reader. I don't know why they need to do this here, but I guess they're looking at Steven technically,
So
right? Like
good.
it's not supposed to be a fourth wall break. They're just looking at Steven and Connie reading it, I guess.
Kids, you should read books. They're great.
Yeah, I guess that's supposed to. Maybe it's that, and I like Jamie like confused about what Rose is looking at too. He like looks back and forth a few times. And have you considered becoming an author? Becomes an author, the Buddy Budbook Library.
Okay, no, guys. The real secret: Rose wrote a book. We have to find it. That's the thing. That's what this is all about. Rose wrote a book.
Why did Rose write a book?
I don't know.
Because it's about Rose experiencing and learning Earth culture, and that episode would actually be amazing.
Oh, Rose's journal? Are we Gravity Falls now? Steven
Yes,
finds Rose's journal?
There's 3 of them, and...
By the
we
way,
found one journal. There's 2 more.
Alex Hirsch co-writing the Detective Pikachu movie.
Good. I'm glad.
So excited. So excited.
It must
I'm
have
glad
Danny
that's a
DeVito.
thing.
The stupidest news I've ever heard, but also the best. So
Right.
That game still has not hit
Pikachu is
America
cute.
yet. and
Alex Hirsch is also working on a new show for Fox, so I don't know like how he is doing both of these, but yeah.
Is that Son of Zorn or something new?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping track, but I don't think it's been announced yet. Whatever he's working on.
Son of Zorn will be amazing. Everybody wants it.
So the real picture, buddy. I liked our version better. Wink. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this episode's really weird. Like.
Yeah, but
ending
wait,
was
hold on.
just so 90s.
Yes, Sam.
Take a sec.
Yeah.
So were all of those books in in that library literally written by him?
That's what I was trying to figure
assume,
out.
Just like these-
I would assume not.
These just like 300-year-old books, all there.
Yeah,
It's like the Library of Alexandria.
I would assume not.
LOL.
LOL.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's the real try rip.
R.I.P.
I would assume not. Yeah. So okay. Final comments on anything in this episode, Delaney.
Rose wrote a book.
Nope. Okay.
That was my takeaway.
Sam, final comments.
I don't have any.
Okay.
Dylan is stupid.
Wow. Wow. I didn't say about the podcast. I said about the episode.
No,
Jeez.
I'm like your like dumb theory.
Look.
I thought you were just gonna stop at your dome.
Look. When the Horcrux theory is real, you don't come crawling to me when this turns out to be canon.
No one will podcast with you because we won't be able to handle you. Like you'll have to do like one by yourself.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'll just come on and I'll just laugh the entire podcast. Like I was right, like
I live for when Dylan is wrong. So
same.
Me
Don't
too.
we all?
wow, these are supposed to be my good friends,
Oh, I love you, Dylan.
You
I
literally said I don't get to call you a friend.
You just
I was
promoted
talking
Justin.
about those two. Jeez.
I love you, but you just have really dumb theories sometimes.
I know this is like an out of body experience for me though, because I'm usually the one with like some stupid Harry Potter reference, and it was Dylan.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know how to
I'm just gonna double down on this Horcrux theory.
double down. This is what when Dylan has no theories, he picks the most absurd thing and like he'll hold on to it until
Obviously,
it
I'm being ridiculous by calling it Horcrux, but like I actually think this is true. Like I'm not 100% sure. Like Pink Diamond is lying. That I'm 100% sure, but that's an exaggeration. But I'm 100% sure. But I think that's actually true. That this is like 7 parts of Pink Diamond. I think that's like a legitimate theory. But we'll see. It is a little out there. Justin, final thoughts on the episode.
The fact that you consider this theory more relevant than when I said, hey, smoky quartz might exist soon, really says a lot about your idea of theories and Phantom. And that's all I have to say.
Look, that's a valid point. But I just don't care about, I care more about speculating on the thing we see in this episode than, like, the fusion combinations. Although, what's the next fusion? We're on the fusion lookout again, right? Like,
we're always on fusion lookout. Why do we act like it's new? We get a new one.
In the middle of Know Your Fusion, I was still on fusion lookout.
Yeah. Anyway,
we need to make some sort of like newscast graphic for that, like fusion lookout.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that later.
If I can get the soundboard working again, there's breaking news are happening now. There's like on Rob's podcast, so I can get a Fusion Watch 2016.
Sam and I protest the return to the soundboard.
Well,
I want the return of the soundboard.
I need to get it better. So so speaking of the soundboard, no voicemails, but do send text questions and comments to Justin. Don't send them to me because I'm going to be at an important Magic the Gathering tournament this weekend. I'm not going to be looking. So
that's what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So
No, that's always if Dylan's not here, that's what he's doing.
I mean, I'm also going to be busy.
Or he's at Beach City.
I was at Beach City. And the following week, I'm going to be at Friends. So it's also potentially another Justin one after this. But send it to Justin at we'll see if you pass the test though. That's the real thing here. At Overly, it's a test. We'll see if I even listen to the whole podcast. That's question mark.
Just say the email, dude.
Justin at Overly. These were asides in comments.
Oh my god,
Justin at overlyanimated.com, or send him an ask on Tumblr, which you can find his URL on the bios page, just to plug the bios page. And get him the feedback, and him and Michelle will discuss, and we'll get into that. And
Dylan.
That's our pilot podcast for the Justin and Michelle do ones, and I don't have to podcast. So
when am I gonna get overly animated email?
Yeah, where's mine?
I mean, I
literally sent you an outline for a podcast I want to do, and yet.
Well, we'll do that one. Yeah, now that the bomb is over, we can do that one. But it's a redirect email, and I literally just made it just for this purpose. Anyway,
Great. Give me a redirect email.
I can give you a redirect email if you want. It doesn't do anything. Okay.
And guess what it's going to be? It's going to be Sam at overlyanimated.com.
That's all of our emails are redirect emails. It's fine. Like I respond from the Gmail. But okay. Next week, send that in. That'll be Friday night. They'll record that. It'll be up either Friday night or Saturday whenever I feel like looking at it. And then the week after is Mindful Education. Steven and Connie, again, learn to focus to help improve their training, probably featuring Sapphire, probably featuring Hollow Pearl. We're going to get it all next week, I think. So lots of
It's going to be a very blue episode.
Yeah, I guess so. Those are blue things. So good, nice color identification skills, Justin. And
thank you.
I know you were learning that this week in second grade. So
I think that's like a kindergarten thing, bro.
Yeah, that's I was like,
maybe you're like preschool.
That's a little hard.
My teacher got mad at me for not sharing my Steven books, but they're mine.
You don't help yourself ever,
you're
Justin.
Not helping the
You
cause.
just
Okay.
dig the hole deeper.
I guess so.
Are you?
I guess that's true. Anyway, overlyanimated.com. Send us if you want to. You don't just have to send Justin the interview. You can also put comments on this and stuff. Maybe Justin should look on the comments of this article. I guess.
Well, maybe he will.
Maybe he will. I don't know. I don't know if people.
I like having comments on things.
Yeah, a lot of comments recently on the website. That's very good.
I like comments.
Please comment in support of my Horcrux theory.
No.
But I do not care about comments against my Horcrux theory. So those are unwanted. I will say that.
I want them.
No, rejected. Okay. You can send them to Justin for the feedback podcast. Okay.
And I will laugh and laugh and laugh.
Anyway, overlyanimated.com. You can support us on Patreon. Oh, something I wanted to do. Okay. So you can support us on patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to our patrons: Mitch, Cordell, Beatrice, Nate, Andy, Jamie, Rachel, John, Ryan, Catherine, Taylor, Davon, Jade, John, and Phonician. 2 J's in a row. Phoebe, Mitch, Kerner, C. Beach Change, Nathan Fillion, Buzz Like Your Mailman, Rich Rose, Danny Bravo, Brian, Cook Cat, Needle, Diamond Day, Jewel, Garfield, TBD on Phonician. We got to get on that one.
When did this happen?
I don't know. I guess you missed that one, but
yeah,
previously on the Overly Animated podcast.
I want. Please send us iTunes. Please give us iTunes reviews to encourage you to do iTunes reviews. I'm going to start doing the iTunes review of the week. This week's iTunes review comes to us from Desert Nocturne, who gave us 5 stars, entitled "Excellent." The Overly Animated podcast is one of the best fan podcasts I've ever had the pleasure of listening to. They produce a lot of content and are very entertaining. Give it a shot, especially if you are a fan of the shows they cover. The Steven Universe discussions are particularly good. 5 stars. Thank you, Desert
I feel like
Nocturne.
that happened like a year ago.
No, that was our most recent one, 7 days ago. So thank you very much. If you comment between now and next week's Steven Universe, I might read your iTunes review at the end. So that's incentive to. No, I stole this from another podcast, of course, but yeah.
Yes, you did. And I know a podcast
from the News AF podcast. If you listen to that one, that's one of Rob's. But
can I give this podcast a lower rating?
Yeah, that's the classic. Don't leave a review entitled that unless it's 5 stars. Okay, so
one earbud, Dylan. One earbud.
One earbud, I guess. So bringing out the. I'm glad we eventually got there with the Rob references. Okay, that's it. Thanks, guys, for listening, and
donate to our PayPal and our GoFundMe and our Kickstarter.
We do actually have a PayPal button on the page, but
if I had a Kickstarter,
Patreon,
it would be dope, y'all.
Patreon. What was that?
It would be.
Okay. Patreon and Overland.com. We'll be back with the feedback podcast. We'll see how Justin does with that. It's going to be a good pilot podcast there. And send him your feedback. And also on Sunday, Ladybug. And then we'll see after that because there's no Star next week. So potentially just for Student
We're
Universe.
gonna
Okay.
have to cover more shows. Isn't that Garfield dude? Isn't he supposed to pick something for us to cover?
It has to be over a year ago when I made that page. You have to be in the tier for 3 months to achieve.
That's
that.
dumb. That's
Yeah,
really
it is.
stupid. Don't
Well,
change that.
I mean, I don't know. It's a stupid tier to begin with. I didn't.
The
Even
man is paying us
The
money.
boyish show.
You get to dictate. It's still that's a pretty typical thing though. I looked up on other patrons. Anyway, we can give us patron tier ideas. By the way, I wanted to revamp the Patreon for a while. Okay, thanks for listening, guys. We'll end on that, of course, and we will let us know your thoughts. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.